Yeah, the group's fine. I think you put it in perspective. 8 games in 4 weeks is a lot at the beginning of the season. It's a lot at any point of the season. Um, and I think you're through the quarterfinals in the Champions Cup. The points we're missing are the ones at home against Austin. I think you're 3 points off pace of where you should be, or better said, where we want to be. And we can make that up later in the season. So it's fine. We're not overreacting. For us, it's great to have some training sessions to get back into better habits. And this week has been excellent. The boys have put in a good shift, and so I expect a better performance against KC and San Diego for sure. Whether or not the results come, we'll just have to wait and see.
Coming out of the 8 games in 4 weeks, how is the group fitness-wise? And I know you said it would take about a month for everybody to get to about 100%. Are you seeing that out of the group now?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can if it's a week to week rhythm, then I think you can expect to see some physical or physically some good performances and intense performances.
And health-wise, where do you see the group at this stage, just overall?
I think we're fine. Aside from Marlon, we're pretty healthy. So he's very close though, and should be back shortly.
This starts a string of 4 away matches out of your next 5. How do you sort of manage that? Do you look at this as a block, the way that you chop things up? How are you seeing this period?
No, I see this as a 2 week period. So 8 training sessions where we can cover a lot of material with the players, and then two MLS games away, which will be tough. But we want to win every game we play in, and every game has its own story and will present its opportunities. But we need to play with discipline. We need to play with intensity if we want to come away with 6 points.
Without Denis in Kansas City and Nathan as well, how do you imagine sort of compensating for that? Denis has obviously been someone who never likes to come off, and you can always rely on him. So, not having him for this match, will he be away for the other match as well, or just miss one?
No, he'll just be gone for one. Nathan will rejoin us in KC. So he's away just for one match with his national team. And so we're just one player short.
On LAFC 2, just your thoughts on the result last night and what you're seeing from a player like Jude Terry, who's obviously trained a lot with you guys here.
Yeah, it was a great result and a lot of good football. Watched the match on my couch, and it was fun to watch. The boys had a good night. Um, yeah, it's still quite a big jump from the twos to the first team into MLS play or Champions Cup play. But Jude is one of the players we believe in, and he will get his opportunity. It's just a matter of when.
Sorry if I missed this. Olivier, how's he doing? And just, I know the expectations when you have a player of his caliber are always high, but what have you seen in terms of like how he's trying to impact the team and just trying to fulfill those expectations?
He's currently, dealing with a slight injury, but he's very close to coming back any day now. Other than that, he seems to be doing fine.
Seems to be doing fine, but you never see. I mean, he shows frustration outwardly. I think more than maybe any player I've seen here. I think that's just perhaps his style. But from an expectation standpoint versus deliverable, he seems far off the mark from what people would have hoped he would deliver here. How do you see him managing that perhaps disappointment or not playing up to the level he's shown throughout his career?
Yeah, I'm not sure his demeanor is the way to assess the situation. Everybody has different body language, and we all have different ways of communicating. And attackers, of course, are judged by their production, and his production numbers are not there where he would like them to be, nor are they there where we would like them to be. That's those are facts, and that's something that he deals with, we deal with. But his effort in training, his effort in the locker room, being a good teammate, and his effort in the games is always there, and we've never questioned that. He's a great guy and important for our team. Yeah, of course, he would love to have scored more goals, and we would like the same, but that's the situation, and we don't really dwell on the past here. We move forward and try to make the most out of the time coming and the next games at hand.
We'll go online. Kelso Oliveira, go ahead.
Sorry, there's a little bit of a break up there. Sorry, Coach. Celso Oliveira. Quickly, Inter Miami's schedule, they actually have a bye this week, which I thought it was curious. Then 2 home games. You have 2 away games before facing them. Any comment on their MLS schedule ahead of the match with CONCACAF?
No, it's not in my control. Honestly, I don't know how things happen like that. So I don't understand the situation, so I don't have a comment on it.
Okay, and then again, I saw that you also pictures with Gigi, legendary Brazilian coach. Can you tell me a little bit about the nature of his visit and what he added to the training yesterday?
Well, he didn't coach yesterday. I was still able to do that, but it was wonderful to have him at our facility and to meet our staff, and for him and his staff to see how we work. And it was great to exchange opinions and ideas of players and people that we have in common. And I had a great afternoon or morning, and I hope he did as well. But it's always nice to see colleagues um, in our line of work, and ones who have obviously massive names and great careers as well.
Thank you, Celso. Eduardo, you're up.
Hey, Coach. Thank you for your time. Away game versus Sporting Kansas City. You get to see a familiar face, Dejan Joveljic. Knowing his performance with LA Galaxy, how do you prepare for him and the whole team, who has a lot of new additions, and knowing they scored 3 goals last weekend? Thank you.
Sure. I'm more familiar with Eric Tommy, a player I coached in Germany. Dejan is obviously was an important attacker for the Galaxy the past couple of years. Prolific player in and around the box. You have to keep an eye on him. That's where he's very good. And KC has always had the ability to score goals, and I don't think they've lost that. Time will tell if they've added to that. But it's always a dangerous team, especially in KC. These are always tough games, and we'll be prepared. I think we had a good result last season in KC towards the end of the year, and we're hopeful to repeat that. But it's going to take a lot of hard work from our group. It's going to take a lot of discipline, tactically and mentally, and I'm confident our players will put in a good performance.
The group is making the right steps necessary. I think we have a lot of moving pieces, a lot of new players, but new players that need to play important roles. But I think that we're doing a very good job managing that. I mean, yeah, it's 2 games a week, or sometimes 3 if it's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, depending on how you look at it. But I think we're doing a great job, and myself, I would throw myself in the exact same boat. I think I'm doing a good job, not as good as I would want to be. I don't strive to be good, I strive to be great. So that's just kind of where the level is, but I think it's going well.
What did you make of your first start? How do you think it came off? And obviously the result didn't go the team's way, but for you to be on the field and contribute that way must have felt good.
Yeah. Well, I will say my first start was New York.
New York.
We actually won that game, so I did feel great that day.
Don't mean to disparage.
No worries. I just remember because I was there. But this past one, I mean, I would have loved to be on the other end of it. I got some friends on the other team, my old coaches on that side, and honestly, when I put the boots on, I put them on the win. So it was a little bit disappointing, certainly because we are trying to win. We are at home. We couldn't score, so there was a lot of things definitely that day that didn't go our way, which is a bit of a bummer. But we are who we are, and we bounce back. We have a strong mentality, and this is a club that prides themselves on winning and success. So I think we'll find that again.
So minus the midweek match,
yeah.
What's it been like around here for the last few days?
It's been great. We've been pushing that midweek push that you don't normally get on a 3 or 4 day out from the game, or game day -4 as some people call it, where we can really push on a Wednesday and get that load in that we need. We can work more in training rather than some guys dealing with a little bit of injuries or just feeling hurt. We get more guys on the field, and we can just work more rather than just game. We can even look at some of the film from other games rather than, okay, we just played, but now we have to prepare for the next opponent. Let's actually look back, make some corrections, fix some of the mistakes. So it gives us a little bit of that extra push that maybe some of the other teams that we're also having.
Jeremy talked about some mental lapses with inside the model, and those were some of the things that you guys may have addressed this week. Where do you feel like things could be better coming out of such a heavy stretch, and being able to focus and work the way you want to do this week?
Yeah, one thing for me that I find is really important, and you can't really force it. It's just the chemistry, and I'm not talking chemistry as in like, oh, are we friends or are we not? Or I'm talking about like real deal fluidity. I don't know what it is, but you know that machine where it's the 5 balls and then you pull one and then it. I think that just clear cut, simple fluidity where I know if I don't know player X is going to make that run, that I need to shift in the perfect, and we're just moving together. It's all one mind with one goal. I think right now we do look a little bit discombobulated, like it might be a couple, like it looks a little bit like there's a little bit of friction, I would say, which is, it's fine. We have a lot of new moving pieces, like I was saying, so it complicates things. So I think Jeremy kind of hit the nail on the head with that a bit, yeah.
And this week, you feel like you've made some progress towards that, or
For sure. Yeah. I think this week has been great. Like you said, we haven't really had a full week to train since maybe February 12th, and I just got here 2 weeks before that. So it's definitely much better. We can actually get on the field, stay on the field, and work on the things we need to. Not like minutes restrictions, time restrictions. Let's wrap it up, and you kind of feel like it's unfinished. So for sure, we've been able to work on that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's been an opportunity to rest first after a difficult result at home and really decompress, understanding what the first phase of the year was. We started rather strong, we felt, with opportunities to improve, and I think as the phase went on, I think we talked about some mental lapses that were pretty consistent throughout our model, and wanting to kind of get back to what we think makes us best, and using that as a platform to get even better for what's to come, because we have some challenging games on the road. We have a Kansas City team that just had a pretty spirited comeback and will definitely be wanting 3 points against us. Then we have Houston and some challenging games up in the future.
Those mental lapses that you see in the model, how simple are they to fix? Is it just a mindset shift, or what do you think? If you can share what they are, and what do you think some of the remedies may be?
Yeah, I think huddling up as a group over the last week and in video, we acknowledged that they were definitely fixable. They might have been induced by a little bit of fatigue, but that's no excuse, and we shouldn't accept that from ourselves. So all across the boards, we need to hold ourselves as individuals accountable to what our role is on the team, and making sure that we're able to help our other guys when they might need that little bit of a boost.
From a fitness perspective, are you feeling Lincoln's close to 100% as you can get, just in terms of where you are for Prematch fitness, playing 90, that sort of stuff? You feel like you're where you want to be at this stage?
I think I'll continue to grow, but I'm happy with where I'm at right now.
Yeah, obviously getting a lot of minutes. So you're content with the amount of time you're playing, the contributions you made to this early start?
Not content with the contributions. I think when you look at some of our results, they've been tight games. And as an attacker, I know that my fellow attackers feel the same way, but we want to be doing more to provide some cushions for the team to just breathe a little bit more. All things that we hope will be ironed out this weekend and beyond, but being cognizant of the fact that it hasn't been the perfect start on the attacking side, but happy to be able to contribute when I'm called upon, and we're going to get important wins here in the near future, and it's going to put us right where we need to be for the rest of our goals.
Last one for me on Kansas City. Denis won't be there. How does his absence influence what you guys want to do? And he's obviously just such an important piece of the attack and the team. So him not being there, how do you think that filters into the game on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough to miss a guy like Denis. I'm happy for him personally. I know the team is, that he's able to represent his country, and it's always an honor, and they've got some important matches to qualify for the World Cup. And so, the best way that we can respect the journey that he's on away from us is to make sure that we don't miss a beat, so that he knows that he can trust himself to extend himself a little bit out with some of his other responsibilities, knowing that we're going to take care of business here. And when he's ready to reintegrate, we're ready for him to come back, hopefully off of some big wins there, some goals, and a lot of confidence. And we pick up some confidence in his absence as well, and we can merge that into the next path forward.
Great, thank you.